Okay, guys, how are you? I am live over on Jenny Melrose Facebook page as well as Jenny Melrose YouTube channel. So we are all over the place today, but I wanted to jump in and we are going to actually talk a little bit about getting free a campaign instead of being asked to do things for free all the time to actually turn that free campaign that brands are reaching out to you about into a paid campaign. And I'm probably going to ruffle little feathers because that's what I have a tendency of doing when I talk about this kind of stuff, because I'm very passionate when it comes to working with brands. But we are going to dive right into it. First, I just want to introduce myself. If you are just joining in, please feel free to leave me comments. If you were with me on Facebook Live, put it right in the comments on Facebook Live. If you're on YouTube, put it on the YouTube comments. I love to answer questions as we're going along, so please feel free to do that. So for those that don't know me, my name is Jenny Melrose. I write for JennyMelrose.com as well as for the Melrose Family. The Melrose Family is a site that I have had. It's a lifestyle site that I've had for 6 years now, where I create quick and easy recipes and crafts for busy parents. And I also have JennyMelrose.com, which I am most well known for my working with brands content, which is where I have an e-course. Sorry, I'm moving this around as I'm going, of course, as we're moving this. Yep, there we go. I have an e-course over on for working with brands that actually relaunches April 14th. And if you're interested in the brand side of things, there is a huge giveaway going on right now where I'm giving one person entry into my Working with Brands e-course. So if you have questions about how to go about getting sponsor posts, how to do a sponsor post, this is definitely the course for you. It's also all about reaching out to the brands yourself, because I am a huge proponent for not just relying on the networks. The networks are a great place to use when you're starting out to kind of get a feel for what it was that brands are looking for. But once you have established yourself as a blogger and an influencer, obviously, you also want to start reaching out to the brands yourself. Sorry. There we go. We got it here. Okay. So one of the things that I routinely get asked, and I know that it's a huge thing that bloggers go through, I see it in all the different Facebook communities, is that they are sick and tired of being emailed about being asked to do free content. Rather than getting paid for it, because you have a huge brand that comes to you and you know that they have a budget and you know that they have money because you just saw a commercial on the television go past and it was their brand. And they're emailing you and they're saying, hey, we love your content. We love your site. We'd love for you to post this video that we've created for us on your Facebook page. And then we'll cross promote it. Okay. We're going to talk about this. We're going to dive into this. Now, there's certain things that you have to know about this as we're going to go along. You're probably not going to like some of the things that I have to say about it, but it's honestly what I believe. So you're going to take it or leave it. So the first thing that you wanted to do in order to turn that free campaign that they're emailing you about into a paid campaign is you want to make sure that no matter what, you have to be professional and polite in the way that you reply back to them. Okay, so before we even get into that piece, there's something that I kind of need to get up on my soapbox and kind of talk to you guys about quickly, is the idea that there are these misnomers out there. There are bloggers and influencers who are out there that will state to you that you cannot, as a blogger, work for free, ever. No matter what. You can't work for an exchange for a product. You can't work for free. I am here to tell you that for me, this is a judgment-free zone. I am not going to try to tell you that you cannot work for free and that you should never work in exchange for a product. I don't believe that that is true. I honestly believe that if it is right for your family, if the product is something that you would ordinarily purchase anyways, if it is worth it for you to put the time into it, then you need to do what is right for you, not for anyone else. Because the bloggers that state that, oh, well, if that blogger over there is working for free, it's going to hurt my chances of getting paid. I'm sorry, but that's a load of crap. No other way to say it. Someone else working for free does not affect you working. It is all about what you bring to the table when you are working with a brand, not what another blogger is doing. If another blogger feels that they want to work for in exchange for a jogging stroller because they have a newborn and they want to get out there and be active and they're willing to write a post about it and that brand is all about it, good for them. That is what is right for their family, and no one else has the right to judge them. So with that being said, get a little passionate about this because I cannot handle the talking behind so-and-so's back because so-and-so did it for free or so-and-so did it in exchange for product. What you do is for your business, and you need to make sure that it is appropriate for your business, for you, your family, and your business. That's it. No one else matters. Yes, you want to keep relationships with other influencers, but when you are talking about your business and the money that is coming in for you and your family and your business. That's it. Okay, so I'm gonna get off my soapbox. We're gonna go into it. So the first thing you have to make sure that you have to make sure that you're professional and polite in the way that you reply to that email. I know that you want to reply back to that PR person that just sent you about sending you a box of granola for a full post, 3 Instagram posts, and 2 tweets. You want to reply back, I can't pay my mortgage with your box of granola. I know that that's what you want to say. You cannot say it. It's not appropriate. It is not professional to say it. You have to understand that that person that is emailing you, that is a PR person, if you haven't had a conversation with them before, they don't know you from anyone else. They're given a list of emails to email out, and it is their job to try to get as many influencers involved in their campaign for as little money as possible. So I know that it hurts our egos. I know that it's hard to take being asked to do something for free. And as women, we get we are women, we are strong. And we are women and we are strong, but you need to make sure that you are polite in the way that you say it back to them. The person on the other end of that email is a person, and they very likely do not know who you are or what your following is on Facebook. They just have your email. So when you respond back to them, stay polite, stay professional in what you're going to say to them, and put it across, not being snarky, but just making it be relevant to what they're asking you to do. You want to make sure that when you reply back, you speak about previous experiences. They don't know that you worked with Lowe's last week and got paid $10,000 to do she shed or whatever it might be. They don't know your past experiences. I'm telling you, they get email lists of bloggers, influencers. They're on a list and they literally send out mass emails. Just like sometimes bloggers have a habit of doing, of sending out a mass email that's exactly the same to every single brand. Wrong form. I do not teach that in my Working with Brands course, so do not do that. But this is what the PR company is doing, and I understand that you hate it, and that it drives you crazy, and that it hurts your ego. But you stay polite, and you tell them about your previous experiences. You say, when I've worked with other brands, or how it has gone in there. I'm going to give you an exact way to say this so that it is polite and authentic. So you also need to know your audience. So when you are talking to a brand, replying back to them, asking about free campaign, you need to be able to say to them how it is relevant, that free campaign. So if Neutrogena reaches out to you and they are promoting, so I'm totally speaking from personal experience, and this is why I'm doing it this way, because it's just easier for me to handle in my head right now live. Neutrogena reaches out to you. They want you to promote a free video on your Facebook page of over 60,000 followers. I wonder who I could be talking about. And nothing is said about compensation. Nothing is said about sharing you. All they want you to do is post this wonderful video that they have of them. You're going to reply back about how you love their brand, about how you literally have only Neutrogena sunscreen. That's all I have in your cabinet. And you have 2 girls that have very different sun levels for their skin. Their skin is very, very different. You have one that's a very Irish girl, white as white can be. And then you have another girl who is also very Irish, but tans miraculously no matter what. You're going to state that in the email that you reply back to them. You're going to make it relevant so they can understand the value that you're going to bring to the table. It's just like an initial pitch, which if you have not taken my Pitch Perfect challenge, you absolutely need to, because we talk about all of the initial pitch right in there, what it should consist of, okay? You also, in that reply back, you're going to give a call to action to the brand. You're going to state to them, just like I have you do in my Pitch Perfect challenge. At the end of your initial pitch, I tell you to send a media kit and a proposal. So you say, I'd love to send you my media kit and a proposal for your review. You're going to give them that same call to action when you are trying to get free campaign turned into paid campaign. That way they know how to reply back to you. If you just leave it up as, I can't pay my mortgage with a box of granola, can you? Where is that going to get you guys? Come on. You have to think before you respond back. Something to keep in mind when you're responding to these people. They're PR agencies. They work with more than one brand. They have people within, they know other PR agents. So if you start bad-mouthing and you're snarky to them, if you think that they're going to have another brand that comes down the pipeline and they're going to reach out to you, they'll probably reach out to you. They're going to reach out to you for the free campaign again. They're not going to look to pay you. So be smart about this. It's very easy and it's so simple to do. And I know that sometimes it's hard to do because we feel like our content is us and it's our babies and they're hurting our egos, but we have to be able to step out of that, put on our lady boss pants and act like it. So make sure that you're giving them call to action. Have them decide whether, send a media kit and a proposal for their review. So I'm going to give you exactly what I say. Now, obviously there's a piece of this where I change it just a little bit because I'm going to show them how their content is relevant to me. Their campaign makes sense for me as an influencer. So when I respond back, I always respond with, thanks so much for reaching out to me. This sounds like a great campaign. I'm going to then state why it sounds like a great campaign and how it's relevant to me and my family. And then I'm also going to then state, in order to keep the integrity of my site to my readers, speaking to your audience, and any brands I previously worked with, I only work on compensated content. I'd be happy to pass along my media kit and put together a proposal specific to you. I look forward to hearing from you. That's it. Simple, straightforward, polite, respectful, authentic, and it speaks to your previous experiences with other brands. It also lets them know that you know your readers because you're going to go into the detail a little bit. One sentence. I'm not saying give them everything under the sun. Give them a little bit of information about how their campaign is relevant to you as an influencer. And then you're going to give them a call to action. And you're going to tell them, I look forward to hearing from you. Now, I gave the example in the beginning of this of Neutrogena because that happened to me over the summer. That was the exact email that I got. The free campaign of putting up a video. Can you put this out here? Put it on your Facebook page. We'll be happy to cross promote. Meanwhile, at that time, Neutrogena's Facebook page was smaller than mine. Didn't make any sense. I was like, why would I ever do this? And I get that you guys feel that way, and I understand it's an ego thing. But I replied back respectfully. I replied back giving them a reason as to why my influence would have something to do with their campaign. And, sorry, phone call in the middle of all this. We're all jumping around. Come on, guys, on your toes, right? So I replied back to them and gave them that call to action of, would you like my media kit and a proposal for your review? I sent the media kit, the proposal they wanted. Not only have I now worked with Neutrogena, but I've worked with Neutrogena for long-term contracts because I took what I did with them and I knocked it out of the park, which is what I teach in my Working with Brands e-course. I don't just teach you the basics of following FTC guidelines and having a sponsor post out there. I teach you how to knock it out of the park so that it is so simple to turn around and go back to them and say, this is what I did for you. Let's talk long term. What are we talking about 3 months down the road? I'm telling you, with my Working with Brands e-course, we've seen so much success with people having their calendars full, working with relevant brands that they love. So what I want you guys to do is I'm going to get off live, but I'm going to put it in the comments for a giveaway that I am running. If you are not already a student for Working with Brands, please enter the giveaway. If you are a student of Working with Brands, enter the giveaway because I offer coaching packages. And what I'm going to do for those that are already Working with Brand students, if you are chosen as one of the winners of the giveaway, I'm going to offer you a coaching package in replace of it. So when I talk about coaching, I'm talking about consulting. I actually have a membership site where it's a master's program, and it is part of what you would actually get with this giveaway if you don't already have Working with Brands e-course. The master's program, the way that it works is I give you weekly 15-minute one-on-one consulting with me via Skype. So a lot of people say to me, oh, 15 minutes, what does that do? Let me explain. A one-hour consulting is fabulous for your business. Here's the problem. It's expensive. I charge $350 for an hour. Once you walk away, you get a laundry list of things that you need to do. It's hard to then go and implement those things and then follow up. There is no follow-up. It's a 1-hour consulting and it's done. When you are part of my master's program, you get a 15-minute weekly. So when you get stuck in the middle of your week, you can get on a Monday, have been on with me on a Friday, and get on with me on Monday, and I can give you that swift kick of moving forward in your business and in the tasks that you need to get done. So you get a 15-minute one-on-one once a week. You also get once a week Facebook training, where it's normally about a 30-minute training, and I do everything. You have to remember, I've been blogging for 6 years. This is my business. This is my life at this point. I was doing this as a side hustle. For me, I was a teacher for the longest time, and I wanted to make it a full-time profession, and I have been able to do that. Last fall, I finally figured out what was missing in my business. I wasn't truly happy yet because I wasn't teaching. I didn't have the opportunity to teach anymore because I was a former teacher, and now I wasn't able to teach because I was doing the blogging thing that I loved. So now I get to do that. I get to do that with you guys. I get to show my expertise and share what I have learned over the 6 years of blogging, which goes up and down, up and up, up and down. So I share everything in that group. We do everything from Pinterest to email sequences to funnels to Twitter, everything you can think of. We cover it. You have a question, you ask it. If I can't find it, I make sure that we answer those questions. Now, as well as getting the weekly Facebook Live training, you also get monthly webinars from masters within our blogging influencing niche. So for example, we've done everything from Katie Widrick was recently in for keyword and SEO, how to create a great post. And we've also had Daniel List come in, who is from Business Ease and is a lawyer, and talk about the side of contracts for working with brands. So I bring in people that are masters in what they do when I feel like there are specific questions getting asked that I cannot answer. So that is part of the master's program, and that is included in this giveaway that I'm running. So I will put it, again, I'll put the link in the comments so that you can go over to the giveaway. If you're already a student of Working with Brands, please make sure that you do enter, because you will get a coaching package instead. What I'm doing in place of the so the coaching package is going to consist of 2 sessions for 1 month. So ordinarily that would cost $600. So you're going to get a $600 coaching package for free, because if you already have the Working with Brands e-course. Or if we want to work something out with the master's program, we can do that too. We'll talk about it though, okay? All right, really fast, I'm gonna check the questions here to see if there's anything here. And good. Okay, so Mary L says here on Facebook, I'm dealing with PR companies that keep saying there's no budget and also no access to any products apparently, or they offer me to sign up for their affiliate. Okay, that is definitely true. So here's the way that this can work. You could be reaching out now and there may not be a budget, but that does not mean that 3 months down the road, there isn't one. That is why part of this has to be that you make sure that you stay respectful and polite, because I'm sorry, if you are snarky and tell them about you not paying your mortgage with granola, they are not going to call you in 3 months or reach out to you in 3 months when they do have a budget. So yes, it is very possible that they may not have a budget, and some companies just don't understand the power of influencers. That's fine, but I'm telling you, there are companies out there, there are thousands of companies out there that do understand the power of influencers. You just have to go out there and find them and continue to email them and get in contact with them. That is the process that I teach in working with brands. It is an entire, just simple process, step by step, that you're able to follow. Former teacher. Everything for me is step by step because that's how I think. That's how I taught as a teacher. Everything has to be easy for you to follow, and that's what I've done with working with brands. So even though I know that sometimes you're going to get those brands that are coming back and saying, listen, we don't have a budget. We don't have anything for product. There's nothing wrong with that. That may be a company, if they're telling you they have nothing and routinely you follow up with them after, like, say, a month or 2 months, and they're still telling you, no, we don't have a budget, we don't work with influencers. If they outright say they don't work with influencers, stop wasting your time. There are too many companies out there that do. Go find the companies that do work with influencers. And I'm telling you, one of the best places to go and find them, and I know it sounds silly because we all don't really like it as much, is Twitter. The brands are still on Twitter. I know it sounds crazy. They're also on Instagram. Check and see. Look and see who they're working with. Look and see what they're talking about. You have to just speak intelligently. You have to do your research. And the best way to do it is to check social media. Okay. Camille says, what if you tell them your rate and they say it's too high? Negotiate. That is part of what I actually teach in working with brands, is to pitch high so you have a place to negotiate down to where you are comfortable. You need to establish your hate rate though, okay? Very simply, a hate rate is where you are absolutely not willing to go any lower than. And I'm telling you this right now, I teach you charge differently depending upon the brand. You charge differently based upon what it is that you're offering to do for them. If you're offering to do Facebook Live for them, that's more money than just doing a Facebook post. I'm sorry. You also have to keep in mind that when you are working with the brand, that you have to have that conversation with them. So your hate rate makes it so that you can have that conversation without absolutely hating yourself for doing the post. Because we've all been there. We've all done that post where we're like, oh God, why? Why did I take this post, right? Come on, be honest. Raise your hand. You know you've done it. I've been there. We need to just have that rate, and that's it. Don't go any lower than it. It doesn't matter what they're saying that they have. If you don't feel comfortable with it, then don't do it, because I'm sorry, but your post is going to be crap anyways. And it's not going to end up reflecting well on you, which is a problem because you're looking for them to actually want to work with you in the future. So keep that in mind as well. Maybe you have a rate that's a little bit lower than your hate rate, but it's a brand that you know you love and you use all the time. You're going to go a little bit lower maybe for them because you're hoping that they will have a bigger budget comes down the road. You're going to knock this one out of the park, show them that you're worth your rate, and you're going to make sure to follow up with them and show them how you are worth it. And I teach you all of this in working with brands. Okay, so let's see. Jennifer has a question. 80% of brands I work with or clients for social media come from Twitter. Absolutely. I know Twitter to many of us seems archaic and no one's on there, no one uses it. And it's a simple way to get their attention. It's very simple to tag them. You only have to write 140 characters. It's not like you have to sit there and think about, okay, what picture am I going to use? What post am I going to use? How am I going to get their attention? Are they going to reply back to me? How am I going to do this? I teach a whole process in the Pitch Perfect Challenge on how to get their attention so that you can get their email, so that you can direct message them, so that you can have these conversations with them. Because if you can't get in their inbox, none of this matters. So if you hate Twitter, I'm telling you, get over it. Or get really good on Instagram. Like that, those are the only two choices you have at this point. I really honestly feel some people are good on Facebook. And when I say good on Facebook, like if you're going to go after them on Facebook, you probably have to have over 100,000 followers on Facebook easily. And your reach better be good. So you better be a student of Rachel Miller's for her Moolah Marketers. All right, guys, if there's any other questions, put them in the comments. I'm kind of watching as we're going here, answering them as we're flying along. But I can see the battery on my phone is getting ready to die, which means this whole video is going to go out. I will come back if you're watching the replay. Just make sure that you tag me because my Facebook notifications are crazy. So tag me and I will answer any specific questions that you have. Also, if you're just joining me, make sure you listen in for the exact email that I send when I renegotiate for a free campaign to turn it into a paid campaign. I was very specific in the words that I use. That's actually one of the pieces that I took directly from working with brands. It is a email that I give you in there. So you may have to stop, replay, write it down, write it down, write it down. I'm not giving it to you in the comments, okay? So make sure you watch and get it. Otherwise, I will put the giveaway that's going on for the Working with Brands Masters program also in the comments, and I will see you all later. Have a good day. How are you? Oh, I'm still live on Facebook or YouTube. Ah, I'm live on YouTube.